Good morning guys, this is F5 Local Traffic Management. Before to start, we need to understand what all course contents we are going to get covered here. So let's open the website, go to the netupgrade.in, and from there you can go, go to the menu, course, load balancer and LTM. Here you can find the course as per the F5, right? So we'll start the introduction, understand what is F5, what is F5 LTM, what all products they are going to get provided, how to set up the initial F5 configuration, how to take backup, how to do archive, what are the various component, what is the nodes, pools, virtual server, how to do the address translation, what is the routing assumption, how to monitor the application health and all, what is TMO setting, and then we'll move to the load balancing options. What is the priority group activation and fallback host, what is the difference between the member and the node load balancing. Then we'll go to the persistence and understand what is the persistence and what type of persistence is going to get configured. Then we'll understand how to monitor the application health, what are the various parameters we have to monitor our application. Then we'll go and understand the virtual server, how it is going to get configured. First we'll understand introduction, then we'll understand how the forwarding traffic to the virtual server, it's a type of virtual server. Then we'll do the load balancing, then we'll go and understand the net, what is net, what type of net we are going to use, and then we'll discuss lot about source net, SNet. Then we'll understand the profiles, what is a profile, what type of profile we are going to get use, and then we'll have to understand some of the networking component like VLAN, tagging, trunking, SNMP, segment traffic and all. Then we'll move to understand IAPS, what is the template is going to get configured, how to deploy the application services, and what is the leverages of IAPS ecosystem and DevApps. What is the I rule? What is the I rule we are going to get configured? Either this I rule, we as a network engineer aware how to do it, how it is going to get configured. If we don't know the language, then what is the approach we are going to get followed? What all the I rules are going to get used in a day-to-day life, right? And then at last we go and understand the security, how to secure our application. If we have any of the sync flood attack, what is the vulnerabilities, what is the way to vulnerable our devices. So all those courses we are going to get covered here. Let's move back our PPT. So this is the prerequisites which I am expecting from you, that you guys are aware about the prerequisites, which is your OSI layer as well as your TCP three-way handshake. So these two things are important to understand the F5. So I recommend to please go through this OSI layer as well as TCP three-way handshake. If you feel there is a challenge and you want me to explain, then I will organize a session for you and explaining this OSI layer as well as three-way handshake. Let's move next. So this, when we do any of the course, then we are curious to know what all certification it is and how we are going to get achieve. So in F5 they have the four-way hierarchy. Very first is a foundation, which is 101, and it's completely related to the application perspective. So they are asking about the application layer, what all protocols are running, what is the way, how to do it, what is the error messages and all. So this guide is available. We will share it to you. you can go through this guide and get this exam cleared. Once you had done this exam, then there are two categories. One is administrator category and another one is sales. So we'll give a focus on administrator category and go for the big IP exam, which is 201, right? Once we have done it, then we can move in the technical specialization field. Over there we can do LTM, GTM, ASM or APM certification. As of now in the market, LTM and GTM for the data engineer is very recommended, very demanding course. So do these two certification at least. Once you've done it, then you are eligible for the expert level of certification, which is 401 or 402. Right? I have mentioned some of the important URL too, which is very important. Right? So very first is it's a devcentral f5.com, which is F5 community, where there are a lot of F5 experts are sitting and sharing their experience and helping others, helping freshers to resolving their issues. So you can post your issues and you will get a solution from there as well. If you need any case, then you can raise a tech case as well. You can download the image and there are some of the video documentation is also available by F5, which is absolutely free. So it's a basic features and functionality is available. So please go through this and understand. Now, before to move the LTM technology or any of the technology, we need to understand what all products it is and what type of products F5 is going to get used. So very first product which F5 is that they are having one or two rack unit of hardware appliance. It means we can configure any one of the module on to this particular appliances, which is LTM, GTM, APM or ASM. Based upon the license, we can install any of the module on top of it or activate. But if we do not want that one module, one hardware appliance for each module, then we want one module which is one appliances to work on multiple module. Then we have the Viprion chassis, which is having a virtualization technology enabled. It means virtualization. It means that we can run and install all the same modules in a one single appliance as well as their HA2. So in a single appliance, we can run multiple modules over there. And the third option which they have given it, that is called virtual appliance, which is available in OVA format, and we can create a virtual machine easily. And once it's done, then based upon the license, any of the module will get enabled. And the same virtual appliances image, we can get it for our lab as well, right? So we have the lab available. So whenever we do the lab, whenever we understand the topic, we'll go and do the same practical in our lab as well, so that we will get a clear understanding how this particular topic is going to get work in a lab environment too. We also have prepared the lab document for you. If you want to make the lab for you, your home lab, then you can refer those documents or you can take help from us. Then we can guide you how to configure it. Now let's see how this Viprion chassis look like, because it is one of the demanding technology in the market. We can open the Google and type F5 Viprion. Very first link it is, we can click over there and then scroll down. Then we can see the datasheet. Click on datasheet and then you can see how your product is look like. So this is F5 Viprion chassis, just like a multi-chassis switch. right? So we have the vertical line card, we have the horizontal line card, we have the full width blade or half width blade line card too, right? So in all the variants, this F5 chassis is available for us. Now the standard topology. This is a standard F5 topology. Most of the time you can go in the organization, you can see your F5 is connected in this way, right? So how this is going to get configured? So understand this is our client who is sitting on internet and he want to access some application, for example google.com. So all over the world this application is going to get access, and this application is configured on this particular server is not capable to handle all the loads, all the requests. Then the server team has configured the same application in multiple server and said instead of handling the request of this particular server, they requesting F5 team to configure one big IP local traffic management in mid of that, so that all the requests has been landing to your F5, which is called a virtual IP address. So all the requests by the client has been landing to VIP on the F5 LTM, and the F5 LTM will send this request to particular server based upon the load balancing algorithm is configured. By default, the round robin algorithm is configured. So when the request comes from one client, that goes to the one server. When the second request was generated from the second client, which landing to the F5, then the second request has gone to the second server, and the same case is applicable to the third server as well. That the third client is going to get generate another request for the same application, and then request move to the third available server. Same case is fourth. Once it is done, then the new request has landing back to your very first server. So this load balancing method can be anything. By default it is round robin, but we can change it in a member base, node base, priority group, and lot of other option as well, which we will discuss in next class and understand how these load balancing methods are going to get work, what is the profile, what is the contents, what is the persistence, what is the I rules, everything we are going to get covered in next class, right? So we will discuss in next class how the things are going to get configured, how to do initial configuration and all. So as of now, thank you very much.